Turn that off.
Nah, you're good, man. Invoice number V7049. Today is November 5th, 2021. We're video inspecting the living room fireplace. It is a 7x11 flue. Height will be given at the end of video. Proceeding down with scan now. Flue does have a chimney cap installed. So you see.
Those are the holes you're talking about?
Yeah, so your first, well, this is in the flue itself. So your first course of flue tile, you can see you got a pretty large gap there.
Yeah.
Now what happens is, how they build these is there's airspace around this flue tile, allowing it to, expand and contrast and have movement. Anytime you have any gaps or holes in there, hot air is always going to migrate essentially to its first point of exit. So you're kind of, getting behind that flue tile now. Creosote can get behind there, smoke, spark, things out of that nature. And you can see how big that gap is there. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with how these work, but they set the tile, then they run cement, set the next flue tile, so on and so forth. And that's pretty much open all the way around. Go down to the next course. And while we're doing this, we're looking for cracks, things like that, hole, anything crazy, thimbles. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, there you go. Got another void right there, so you're missing mortar in between these joints. It's a pretty big gap there. Another gap right there. It's that tile is pretty much staggered as well, so it's not really lined up parallel to the one below it. Next course of tile.
So should I just put
Liner?
Liner.
Well, we'd have to see if we could size it properly, and I should be able to do that on the spot for you. But what may be a really good option here is we're able to save these in most cases. We do a system called Heat Shield, and I'll go over that with you and leave you a brochure before I go today. It's basically similar idea to the chamber foam application, except this is meant directly for the flue. And it's designed to fill in any cracks or any gaps in between flue tiles. It's basically a resurfacing. Works really, really good, and I'll leave you a brochure. And we have tons of pictures on our website at jameswellchimney.com. You can see you got another pretty large gap.
This will probably be every one we go down.
It's looking like that's going to be the tone here, unfortunately. And again, a lot of these masons, they don't really take pride in it because who's going to see it? And they're in their head, they're like, oh well, it's encased in stone, and what does it matter? It does matter.
And
now,
I'm sure this was done,
Yeah. Now we're entering now we're going from the flue to the physical smoke chamber itself. So that was 5. That's 10 feet. Okay. Now you can see right behind here, you got another void, right where the chamber and the flue meet.
Yep.
And all throughout this structure, you're gonna have a lot of exposed brick. And this chamber is pretty tall, this chamber is 10 feet in itself.
Yeah, I noticed how high, when I was peeking in there.
Yeah, it's a tall chamber. It really is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of get my camera and line it up and kind of, just so you can get an idea on some of these gaps. So right in this corner,
yeah, I see that.
You got gaps right behind there.
It's pretty sizable.
All exposed brick throughout, a few more gaps in here.
Just going right up the seam there, huh?
Yeah. We are approximately 20 feet tall, 10 feet tall on the physical flue itself, and then just shy of 10 feet on the smoke chamber. Defects are observed, and that concludes the video inspection for today.